The battle for border security is heating up after President Trump sends this blistering warning to Congress. Quote, I would be willing to shut down the government if the Democrats do not give us the votes for border security, which includes the wall. So where does the border wall battle go from here? Joining me now to debate is GOP Councilman Joe Borelli and Democratic Strategist Rochelle Ritchie. Thank you both for joining us this morning. Rochelle, what do you make of that messaging?
Well, you know, this is just another attempt by the master of distraction to take attention away from the fact that he has a bromance with Putin, his questionable meetings at Trump Towers, and the fact that he was trying to cover it all up. I mean, what kind of president tweets that he would love to see the government shut down? Why would President Trump like to see federal employees struggling to make ends meet, put food on the table, pay their bills, and send their kids to school? I mean, we're talking September, right? This is around the time where parents would actually be buying school supplies. And this is unfortunate because this is just him throwing a tantrum over a wall that he said Mexico would pay for.
Well, in fairness, though, Joe, and I want to get your take on this, this is something that the president has campaigned on. This is something he has been fighting for. So I don't know if this is something he's bringing up right now just to distract from Putin.
Right. This isn't out of the blue, and this isn't the first time he's even threatened to shut down the government over failing to fund a border wall. I want to point out that government shutdowns are often used as political footballs by both parties to do some name calling. They get overhyped in media, et cetera. Not many people remember the Schumer shutdown in January this year. But the reality is what voters will remember is the fact that 1/3 of the electorate believes that immigration reform is the most pressing problem America faces today. So the fact that Democrats are willing to hold up this Congress from enacting any type of reform is going to play out pretty significantly in the midterms.
Well, right. And Rochelle, how do you think, say that the government does shut down? Let's just play that card right now. How do you think this would affect the midterms?
Well, I think that it's going to be bad for Republicans. You've already had Congressman Johnson of Wisconsin come out and say he doesn't think this is a good idea. You've also had the RNC chairman come out and say that it should not and will not happen. It's just not a good idea for Republicans to do this right before the midterms. And I mean, if we want to talk about, government shutdowns, President Trump was very critical of President Obama in 2013 during that shutdown in which he called Obama weak and saying that he lacked leadership because of the government shutdown. So I wonder if the president feels the same way now, that this is going to be his second government shutdown in less than 2 years.
Joe?
Look, nobody wants a government shutdown. Nobody's a party of government shutdowns. But when you elect a Republican Congress to the House, you elect a Republican Senate, you elect a Republican to the White House, you have an expectation that they do what they say they're going to do. And one of those things is to reform immigration. This is more about the Republicans having a little bit of an enthusiasm gap going into the midterms. And this is something that would really drive the base. It's something they committed to, and it's something I hope they do.
So you don't think it would be detrimental to Republicans at midterms, as Rochelle thinks?
No, just the opposite, as a matter of fact. I think it actually shows the base that electing a Republican Congress will result in Republican policy goals.
When do you guys think, and Rochelle, I'll start with you, when do you think we're ever going to, or will we ever see this back and forth end? Will we get the border wall?
Well, one, I think the Republicans are a little bit out of touch. They're using 20th century solutions for 21st century problems. President Trump has said that this entire shutdown would be in response to drugs. Well, drugs are not being thrown over in sacks into the United States. Drug dealers are actually using modern technology now to bring drugs into the United States. I mean, in 2016, you had border agents tried to attempt to seize a submarine carrying $194 million worth of cocaine. So these policies that they're bringing forth, to me, aren't even realistic in response to the real problem we're facing.
Joe, final word.
The majority of our drugs do come across our southern border, whether it's heroin, fentanyl, or anything else. But
not over a wall.
But through the southern border. But that's neither here nor there. The issue is that the funding for the border wall has long been a Democratic Party platform, from Bill Clinton to Barack Obama, and it's only now because of Trump that the Democrats do not want to be seen as compromising. They don't want to give Trump a win, that they're willing to abandon their principles for the sake of the midterms.
Joe
well,
Borelli?
In all honesty, really quick, I want to respond to that
because
because
just a couple seconds.
Okay, a couple of seconds. Obama actually deported more immigrants than any president in U.S. history.
That proves my point.
Joe Borelli, Rochelle Ritchie, we do have to leave it there, but we thank you guys this morning.